You are Locked On Lakers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, everyone. Good evening. Again, Lakers lose tonight, 197. Maybe the worst loss of the entire season for the Lakers. Very disappointing as the Lakers, they have the All-Star break. They come back after a week after an embarrassing loss to the Utah Jazz, two of the worst teams in the league, where really there's hardly any excuse for this Laker team to lose to the Utah Jazz. And then all of a sudden you get time off. LeBron doesn't play in the All-Star game to rest. And you think the team would be maybe a little bit ready to go, excited to be back at home, get the bad taste out of your mouth. We all know the Lakers schedule for the next 29 games after tonight's game is extremely tough. You get a couple easy games coming up with the Utah Jazz, the Charlotte Hornets, the Portland Trail Blazers tomorrow, and the Lakers have dropped the first two of those three that are supposed to be basically gimme games that you wonder if they will come back to haunt you. But this is unacceptable. If you're a Laker fan, it's unacceptable to lose a game like this. The Charlotte Hornets are terrible. Charlotte Hornets are only better than the Washington Wizards in the East. The East is a subpar conference, and then let alone for the Hornets team to come in here, especially after the trade that was supposed to go down to send Dalton Knecht to Charlotte. You know the whole thing about their front office being very upset with the Lakers, that they're going to have to come out with something to prove. And at the same time, the Lakers should have come out with the ideas, we're going to embarrass you. That's what you do. That's what good teams do. Good teams put bad teams away. And knowing that it's back-to-back games that the Lakers should have gone into this with, we're going to play with everything we have, like if we were playing one of the better teams in the league, so we can give the guys a chance to rest a little bit. The guys like LeBron James to rest, but it didn't work that way at all. Lakers played one of the worst games, if not the worst game of the entire season. I'm very frustrated. Again, I'm going to take your comments tonight as far as what you think. But again, the post-game show tonight is off to a tough start because it's frustrating watching a Laker team that we all have hopes for, especially after the Luka trade, that this team's going to make a run and make a run at a championship. And nowhere close does this team look like a good team right now. You know, you have major problems, obviously, protecting the rim, but you can't knock down shots, and nobody can knock down shots. Austin Reeves gets tossed out of the game. We'll talk more about that as well. We'll talk about Dalton Knecht against the team that he was supposed to be with, but Dalton Knecht didn't lose the game. Austin Reeves didn't lose the game. LeBron James actually didn't lose the game. He was the best player we had. And yet the Lakers cannot play team basketball to win and knock down shots. To watch the Hornets completely go on a crazy run in the second half and embarrass this team. This Laker team is known for winning games when they have the lead at halftime. Fell short in an embarrassing way. So here we are. We have two games in a span of about 8 days, and the Lakers lose to the Utah Jazz and the Charlotte Hornets. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. It's one thing if these games were close and you're saying, well, Luka's trying to figure his way in and the players are trying to figure out their roles now that Luka's here. Completely embarrassing. Unacceptable basketball tonight by the LA Lakers. And if you're a Laker fan, I imagine you're as frustrated as I am. Not a lot to say as far as making excuses. And, you know, anyone else who gets paid by the Lakers that's making an excuse in the locker room right now, they should be embarrassed. The only thing they should say is that should never happen. What happened tonight should never happen to a Laker franchise that has basically two Hall of Famers and two top 5 players in the league on their team, and LeBron and Luka, and completely embarrassing the way it went out. Unbelievable to see what happened in this game tonight. We'll talk about it as far as the way things started with this Laker team and show you how we ended up this way, losing this game 100-97. Again, if you want to get all your Laker coverage on a daily basis, again, I'm just here for the post-game shows. Brian and Andy do a great job. Locked On Lakers, Locked On Los Angeles do a great job every single day. Again, you can get those podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts, but Brian and Andy, I'm sure, saying the same thing. A little frustrated. And again, if you want your Laker coverage every single day, make sure you find those guys on a regular basis. But very frustrating for me. Again, you know, I'm on social media. You guys want a direct message, you want to vent, even when I'm not doing the show, I'm here. My name is right there in the corner of the screen. We could talk about everything that happened tonight. Lakers starting 5. This looks like the starting 5 the Lakers plan on going with now that Luka's here. It's Jackson Hayes, Rui, Austin Reeves, LeBron, and Luka, of course, in the starting lineup. For the Lakers, look, they jumped out to a 10-6 lead. It looked like this thing was going to go the way we were hoping it was going to go. LeBron scored 8 of the Lakers' first 10 points and then kind of took a step back. And for me, as a guy that watches LeBron his entire career, I think the one thing that LeBron gets criticized for as LeBron kind of does the wait and see move. And yeah, he wants to get his teammates involved, but man, LeBron's a star. And that's where Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, that's where I think when people want to compare those three guys, I say it all the time. Michael and Kobe were killers, and it didn't matter who shot the ball. But if your best chance is to score points, if LeBron driving to the basket or shooting threes when he's red hot, and to say, hey, I still want to try and get other guys involved. Look, LeBron was off to a very hot start. The way LeBron started the game is what we usually see from LeBron in the third or fourth quarter. But you could tell this was going to be his night. And then all of a sudden, LeBron's like, I'm going to take a step back and let other people do their thing. Look, we aren't giving out awards for making sure everybody's happy. That's not the way it works. Winning games is what makes you happy. As a fan, as a player, we're past the time of, hey, when the game is over, someone's mom's going to bring you apple juice and graham crackers. It's a situation where the Lakers have to go out and win. Lakers go on a 12-0 run in the first quarter, and we're feeling good. At the same time, the one negative was the amount of turnovers. Lakers had 6 turnovers in the first 6 minutes of the game. Hornets, though, believe it or not, as bad as they are, they only scored 2 points off of those 6 turnovers. So as bad as we were playing and sloppy as we were playing offensively, the Hornets weren't taking advantage of it. Defensively, this Laker team was moving. I mean, it wasn't one of those where people want to sit here and say, the Lakers played lazy. I don't want to say they played lazy at all. Offensively, they were terrible. Defensively, not a lot of complaints with what they were doing. Guys were moving quickly. Guys were hustling. Guys, to me, were playing the best defense they could possibly play. It is what you get. Hornets go on, though, a 10-0 run, and they tie the game at 16. That was disappointing to see that was available, that the Hornets were able to put a run together. Who would have known that run that tied the game at 16 would be the front end of something bigger? Lakers were led in the quarter by LeBron James. He had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He, obviously plays usually about half the quarter, usually in the first. It comes out around the 6-minute mark. Rui and Dorian Finney and Gabe Vincent off the bench played very well. So Rui was the second leading scorer. Dorian Finney and Gabe Vincent, obviously, they're bench players. They both had 6 points, rebounds. Lakers out-rebounded the Hornets 17-11. Fine. Lakers assists 9-3. Lakers bench points 12-3. Everything's moving in the Laker direction except for the turnovers. Lakers had 9 in the first quarter. Hornets had 3. Second quarter, Luka started off, 1 for 7 from the field. This wasn't his time. It just wasn't a good shooting night for Luka. He grabbed 5 rebounds. He dished out 5 assists, but his shots just weren't falling. And a lot of times when you see a guy whose shots aren't falling, and remember, Luka hadn't played a game since Christmas Day. We got the good news today before the game that there's not going to be a time restraint on Luka. But, in his defense and anyone else who's ever played sports, you understand that, look, if your wind isn't there, number one, you aren't going to be great. 2 is he's coming back from a calf injury. And maybe, who knows, he's thinking in his mind, I'm thinking about that calf. What, is there an injury there? Am I 100% healed? Or with always thinking about what's going on with the leg injury. We hear about athletes all the time who suffer knee injuries that go through the same thing. Not to make excuses, but Luka is going to play better basketball than what you've seen from him so far in a Laker uniform. And right now, his shots just weren't falling. Lakers only made 2 of 14 from behind the arc in the second quarter. Not a good 3-point shooting team tonight. And it was contagious. Overall, the team was not shooting well, and it was frustrating. And so you sit there and go, well, what can you do to change it up? I'll tell you what you do. You drive to the basket. If your shots aren't falling from 3, drive to the basket. Get fouls. This is not a good Charlotte team. Take the 2s. I understand the math, right? We all know how it works, that they did the research at MIT and 3 points are better than 2. Well, that's considering if you make a 3-pointer once in a while. Well, the Lakers aren't making 3-pointers. So change it up. This is where coaching comes involved. This is where the players play the game. They shouldn't have to be told. You're 2 of 14 from behind the arc in the second quarter, but we're going to keep shooting the ball up from long distance. You aren't getting anything. You aren't getting any points at all. And so for the Lakers to sit here and play poorly in the second quarter is frustrating. And so, as bad as the Lakers played, they had a 48-37 lead going into the half. And you're going, all right, 48-37, not bad. We expect it to be a lot more and expect the Lakers to open it up. As we mentioned before, the Lakers, before tonight, they were 25-4 when leading at the half. And it goes to Charlotte Hornets, 25-4. This team's easily going to get number 26 tonight. Not the case. Lakers, obviously, they fall and they lose. So it did not help out at all. And very frustrating to see the way they played this game. It's one of those where maybe I'm too tough on this team. Maybe as fans, we shouldn't expect so much. I don't know, but when I see that Laker name on the front and I see all those retired jerseys up at the top, I expect the Lakers to play better basketball than what they played tonight. So not a lot of excuses, man, for me. If anything, these guys should be embarrassed to the time they get on that plane to go to Portland. And until they start that game tomorrow, think about what happened. I mean, how long is this going to continue? Because it is contagious right now that you lose to the Utah Jazz and the Portland Trailblazers back to back. It's frustrating. I know I'm not the only one that's frustrating. As I said before, I will take your comments, of course, throughout the show, and we'll talk a little bit and see if you guys are as frustrated as I am. First, want to mention the people over at Prize Picks. Look, football season may be over, but the basketball edition is here and the action is heating up. There's no better way to get in on the excitement than with Prize Picks, the best place for daily fantasy sports. It's simple. Just pick more or less on at least a 2-player projections. And if you're right, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. With Prize Picks, you control the action all season long. For example, if you're saying tonight, both Luka and LeBron, they're going to get triple doubles, maybe it doesn't work out. But at the same time, if you said Miles Bridges and LeMelo Ball were both going to score over 20 points, you'd be in good standing right there. So it's very easy. Prize Picks, again, it's what you love about sports. It's your chance of getting in all the action. And it's very easy because it's fast paced, it's secure. The withdrawals are easy. They pay you in as little as 15 minutes when you win. Download the app today. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. The code again is LOCKEDONNBA for $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. All right. So looking at the Lakers again, what they did tonight and how it went. Well, look, at the halftime, things right now were looking pretty good. We felt pretty good because we're up 48-37. Imagine that lead was only going to expand. Lakers shot 43% in the first half, 31% from behind the arc. They're 8 of 26, 2 of 2 on their free throws. That means they weren't going to the hole very often. Hornets at the same time shooting terribly, 29% from the field, 17% three-pointers. They weren't shooting well at all. Lakers are led at the half. LeBron James, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. That means he only had 2 points in the second quarter. LeBron took a step back. Rui had 10 points, 5 rebounds. Luka, as I said, struggled. Again, he was 2 of 9 from the field at that point, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Hornets led by Miles Bridges, 12 points, and LeMelo Ball, of course, he had 9. But here's the interesting thing. Miles Bridges is a guy that we've heard over and over again. Laker fans say it all the time. Let's try and make a trade for that guy. Well, man, he made you wish he was wearing a Laker uniform tonight. Rebounds, Lakers out-rebounded the Hornets in the first half, 29-25. Assists, Lakers 17. Hornets 6. Bench points, Lakers at 20. Very good for the Lakers. Again, this bench is much better than it was a few months ago. Hornets had 10. Finney-Smith led the Lakers with 9 of those 20 points. Turnovers, Lakers had 11. Hornets had 9. So the number of turnovers was just amazing. Points off turnovers, Lakers had 9. Hornets only had 4. So the Hornets weren't really taking advantage of the Lakers' sloppy play. At the same time, you say, okay, that has to stop. Lakers have to do something, and if they don't, the Hornets are going to make the Lakers pay for it. Points in the paint, Lakers at 18. Hornets also had 18. As I mentioned before, when leading at the half, the Lakers coming in tonight's game were 25-4. That number now changes 25-5. So things aren't going well for this Laker team because guess what? In the third quarter, it was all Charlotte. Charlotte outscores the Lakers 32-18. Making the score 69-66 at the end of 3. Hornets leading now. Then you're going, okay, what happened? There's a quarter left to play, but the Lakers again struggled. Lakers only had 10 points in the first 7 minutes into the third quarter. Whatever that halftime speech was, it's time to throw that one away. Charlotte is not that good. At that time, 7 minutes into the quarter, the Lakers again with 10. Charlotte only had 13. Both teams combined for 29 turnovers. Unbelievable. 4:30 remaining in the game. Lakers take a 63-62 lead on an Austin Reeves pass to Rui for a dunk. 3:17 remaining. Austin Reeves, he gets ejected after 2 technical fouls. Lakers were up at the time 65-57. So Lakers had an 8-point lead at this time. Hornets went on, though, from there to go on a 14-0 scoring run. 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Miles Bridges hits a three-pointer to make the score 65-63. And then with 1:45 remaining in the third quarter, Miles Bridges hits another three-pointer to give the Hornets a 66-65 lead. The Hornets finished the third quarter on a 17-1 run. Amazing. Like, I don't even know how that's even possible that happened. 17-1 run, and the Lakers made 1 free throw to give them that 1 point, obviously. So again, disappointing. This Laker team, you go, okay, they got to turn it around. Well, the Lakers looked like they were going to turn it around. Okay, the Hornets continued their streak. They made that run at 23-1. Again, the Hornets went on an 18-1 scoring run when Austin Reeves was ejected. And is Austin Reeves that good of a player? Man, he's a very good player, but there's no excuse for that team to go down 18-1. I don't care if you lose LeBron James. You shouldn't go on an 18-1 scoring run against this Laker team. Somebody else has to step up to make things happen. How close did the Lakers get? 5:43 remaining. Dorian Finney-Smith, he gave the Lakers an 86-83 lead with a three-pointer of his own. We're feeling pretty good. We retook the lead. 4:12, though, remaining. Miles Bridges ties it up with a three-pointer at 88. 1:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. Miles Bridges made a three-pointer and make the score 93-90. And with a minute 21 remaining, Lakers got a turnover as the shot clock expired, and you're going, okay, things are going our way. Luka rebounded a ball, put the ball back in him for a layup. Lakers lead now 94-93. That's with a minute 3 left in the game. And then the last minute started downhill for the Lakers. 50 seconds remaining. Nick Smith Jr., he made a three-pointer. It gives Charlotte a 96-94 lead. 37 seconds remaining. Rui missed both free throws. How many times have we talked on this show? Like, when you lose a game, start counting the free throws you missed. Rui missed both free throws when those needed to be made. 14 seconds remaining. LeMelo Ball gave Charlotte a 98-94 lead on a layup. And with 0.68 remaining, LeBron drills a three to cut the lead down to 1, 98-97. LeMelo Ball makes 2 free throws with 0.63 remaining in the game. Again, Hornets are up 197. Lakers get a look. LeBron gets an open three, misses it, gets the ball back. A miracle. LeBron's not going to miss both of them. Sure enough, he misses both of them. Final score tonight, Lakers end up losing this game 100-97. So frustration all around. Frustration for me, frustration from you, I'm sure as well, for this Laker team. Has no excuse losing to a team like the Hornets. Again, as I said before, take your comments. I appreciate all you guys that are sitting there paying attention to the show tonight, because I know it's not easy. I know when my team loses and I'm not doing what we're doing tonight, a lot of times I'm like, I just got to walk away. But you guys are here. Craig, you're here as always, man. Appreciate it. Craig says Reeves cost us the game. Again, I expect other guys to step up. It wasn't like they had to play 5 against 4. You know, as much as Reeves maybe should hold his temper in check, Reeves is one player. I mean, there are other players on the team that still has to do something. So, yeah, Reeves didn't do that, you know, great of a job as far as keeping us cool. At the same time, I thought the refs were really fast on throwing Reeves out of the game. You know, we talk about the NBA all the time as far as entertainment, and ratings are going down this year, and everything that's going wrong with the NBA. When you're throwing guys out of the games and people pay all that money for tickets, I don't think that's basically productive for this league. I thought Reeves got a quick hook in that thing. You know, in the future, so everyone's aware, Luka's a guy that gets tossed a lot out of the games. So, you know, you sit there and you watch out for Luka, and hopefully he doesn't become one of those guys when you need him most. If it was Luka that got tossed out or LeBron, then maybe your argument's a little bit better. But you know, Craig, as much as I love your opinion, man, on this one, I think the Lakers should step up with the Reeves out. There's no way that you go on a lead like that, on a downfall like that. Luka still looks a little bit rusty. Couldn't agree more. Again, I'll go back to, I think it's about being in shape. I'm not calling him fat. I'm not doing the whole Dallas thing. I will say Reeves, Luka has looked the same the majority of his career, basically. And you know what? The Joker's body is not fantastic either. But at the same time, when you look at the Joker and you look at Luka, they're two of the best players in this league. So not going to sit there and go that route. I just think he's a guy that hasn't played basketball a lot since December 25th. It's hard to sit there and have great cardio when it's a calf injury. So very frustrating, you know, to see obviously the way Luka's playing. I'm sure he feels the same way as well. Daniel says Luka looked like Westbrook out there. He called him Westbrook, but kind of did. You know, I hate to say it, kind of right, kind of did. You know, had the assists, had the rebounds, shots weren't falling. Much better player than Russell Westbrook today. Then I'd much rather have Luka than Russell. That definitely didn't work out for the Lakers, but that did make me laugh right there. Have to hit your free throws at the end of the game, just like I said. And, you know, BC, man, you're always there sitting there saying, you know, go Lakers. Look, I'm not saying I'm turning my back on this team, but at the same time, this is unacceptable as far as the things worked out for this team and the way it went today. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. I have no other words for it except to say I'm embarrassed as far as the way the Lakers played. If I was in that locker room and I was lucky enough to wear one of those uniforms, I don't know what I would say to the media. I just don't know what the right answer is. And, it's interesting to see the way they're going. I want to see this team bounce back tomorrow night against the Portland Trail Blazers. It has to be better than what we're seeing right now. It's not working right now what they're doing, and you expect it sometimes when you get a trade that goes through and players are getting used to new guys. As we said last week, it's not like these guys are going to be together running a practice. That's not what's going to happen there. So for the Lakers, 197 of the Charlotte Hornets is one of those that's unbelievable that there are people in Charlotte who went to bed because think about it, the game starts at 10 o'clock their time. They wake up tomorrow morning and they're going to go, oh my gosh, the Hornets beat the Lakers. How did that happen? That was a game I wish I would have stayed up to watch. Hey, I want to mention the people over at TurboTax. Look, don't forget Intuit TurboTax. Taxes are waiting and wondering and worrying what you're doing with to get any money back. At the same time, it's tax season. Everybody gets a little bit nervous about tax season. And at the same time, it's nothing that you want to deal with. But at the same time, if you go to Intuit and TurboTax, they'll be taking care of you. No taxes is matching with TurboTax Expert to make sure your taxes get done as soon as today. An expert who gives you taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return while you get real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day. An expert who will find every deduction possible and file every form, every investment, and again, everything with 100% accuracy. So all you need to do to get most money back guaranteed is easy. It's Intuit TurboTax. They're very easy. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now, this is taxes. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Again, that's TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live full service, real-time updates, only in iOS mobile app. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. All right. So again, this Laker team tonight, how bad was it? Let's take a look at the box score tonight and see how things went. Okay. So for the Lakers, Rui, 39 minutes tonight, 17 points. But this is where the shooting starts, and it's bad all the way through. If you want to hear a sad story, get your tissues ready. Rui was 1 for 8 3-point range. A couple of his shots didn't even look like typical Rui, but 1 for 8 3-point shooting, usually much better than that. Kind of makes you wonder, what do you do over the last week? When we talk about vacation time and getting away, how much did you get away that you just lost your 3-point shot? 17 points for him, 8 rebounds. And for the Lakers, I'll take the 8 rebounds. To me, is the biggest positive stat out there. We've been on Rui a lot about, hey, you're a big body now that we don't have a guy like Anthony Davis and big guys underneath the basket. Rui has to do a better job on the boards tonight. The 8 rebounds are a big plus. LeBron James, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. Great night, for LeBron. LeBron, to me, did everything he possibly could. He made almost half of his shots, 10 and 22 from the field. Only made 4 3-pointers out of 11 attempted. Made both of his free throws, though. By the way, Rui, 2 of 4 free throw shooting. Jackson Hayes, Jackson Hayes isn't going to be dependent on a lot. And we all know Jackson Hayes is basically a guy that's going to get the easy baskets. He's a garbage man. But in 18 minutes, 8 points for him. Only 4 rebounds, expect a little bit more. No block shots for Jackson Hayes. Luka tonight really struggled. 33 minutes tonight. Again, no minutes restrictions on Luka from here on out. Luka in 33 minutes, he had 14 points. He had 11 rebounds and 8 assists. Not bad numbers if you just looked at that. But when you sit and you look at Luka's shooting, 1 of 9 from 3-point range. God, when you combine the 1 of 9 for Luka for 3-point range and the 1 of 8 for Rui, you see why they struggled. Austin Reeves was not shooting lights out, by the way, when he left the game. Austin Reeves played 27 minutes. He was 2 of 7 from 3-point range tonight. Finished the night with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. I mean, the amazing thing is, Austin Reeves ends up with 2 block shots, and you have Jackson Hayes over here who can't get 1. So LeBron had 2 blocks, and Austin Reeves had 2, and Jackson Hayes with none. Dorian Finney-Smith started off pretty hot. Did not have a bad game off the bench. 28 minutes tonight for Dorian Finney-Smith. He had 12 points. He was 4 of 6 from 3-point shooting. Maybe he's the guy who should have shot the ball last at the end of the game. 4 of 6 3-point shooting for him. In 28 minutes, he had 12 points. Jared Vanderbilt, 1 of 1 shooting. He only shot the ball once and with 3 points. But again, when we needed him to make free throws, he missed 1. So he's 1 of 2 from the line. Alex Lynn, I saw people say you should DFA Alex Lynn. Alex Lynn's terrible. Almost every guy wears a Laker uniform I'm a fan of. Alex Lynn, I do not understand this signing at all. 0 points in 10 minutes, 1 rebound, and that is it. 1 foul. I mean, did absolutely nothing. I mean, it is insane to me that Alex Len, as big as he is, cannot do more. And I don't want to say it's an effort deal with Alex Len. I just think Alex Len stinks. Just not a good player. Doesn't make any sense at all, that pickup of getting Alex Len last week. Again, Alex Len at one point was a lottery pick, but that was a huge mistake. 10 minutes tonight, again, 0 points, 1 rebound, and nothing else. Did nothing at all. Not even a block shot, nothing. I have no excuses for Alex Len. Can't understand why he's wearing a Laker uniform. Matter of fact, when the Lakers do decide to release Alex Len, I think it's going to be one of those where, remember when that guy wore that Laker uniform, might be the worst Laker of all time. Gabe Vincent tonight, good to see him back. 20 minutes, had 6 points, 2 of 6 from 3-point range for him. Again, it always seems like Gabe, when he seems like he's starting to get his shot, he comes out of the game. That's one thing I don't understand about JJ Redick's rotation, is that a guy like Gabe Vincent or a guy like Dalton Knecht, when they start making their shots, all of a sudden they're back on the bench, and now you're cooling down, and hopefully when you get back in, you'll continue the hot hand. JJ Redick, who was known as one of the better shooters in NBA history, you think would understand that more than anybody. When a guy's shot is falling, you leave him in the game and you get him the ball so he can continue to keep it going. Dalton Knecht against his former team, that's a joke. 13 minutes tonight, was 1 of 4 from 3-point range. He finished with 3 points tonight. Here's a thing when we talk about Luka, by the way. When you talk about Luka and you're saying, shots not falling, Luka, again, with the personal fouls up to 5. That's the second time we've seen that, where he's had 5 personal fouls. That shows you he's not in shape. When you're getting 5 personal fouls in a game, in the situation, just 33 minutes means he's just not moving the way he expects to move. Again, 6 turnovers, 5 personal fouls for Luka. That's not Luka basketball. I mean, Luka, again, is considered one of the best players in this league, and that's not what he is. He's only going to get better from here. That's right. Why the Lakers made that trade. That's why everyone said the trade was so lopsided, and it was one of the biggest fleece jobs in sports history. The Lakers were able to get Luka from the Dallas Mavericks. So even though it didn't work out tonight for Luka, I don't put all the blame on him. Right now, it goes a full team effort on how this team lost this game to the Charlotte Hornets. So frustrating as can be. We all know Miles Bridges tonight was the big point guy, knocked down the big shots when they needed it. Miles Bridges was 29 points for the Hornets, made 5 of 11 from 3-point range. LeMelo Ball, 27 points, had a great second half. Actually played great after the first quarter, 5 of 13 from 3-point range for him. And most importantly, he made his free throws when he needed to be. So let's look at those free throw numbers real quick. Look, the Hornets, which are a really bad team, made 16 of 17 free throws, 94% tonight. They knocked down those free throws when they needed it. Now, here's the frustrating stat for you on the night. And the last thing you want to take with you is the Lakers made 8 of 12 free throws, which were 67% for the night. Okay, so the Lakers missed 4 free throws. What did the Lakers lose by? They lost by 3. Just make your free throws. You make your free throws. I mean, you're an NBA player. It's one of those we expect it at every single level. I don't care if it's middle school basketball. You expect you to make your free throws. And for the Lakers to not miss them is frustrating. It was frustrating when Shaq missed them. It's frustrating now watching the Lakers miss these free throws. And I don't know what to say except, be a pro. Be a pro's pro. That's what we want. So what does it do for the Lakers as far as standings go? We say all the time, where do you want to see this Laker team when it sets up? We want to see them as a top 4 seed in the West. Well, with the loss tonight, the Lakers, they fall to 32-21 on the season. They're now in the 5 hole. Okay, so Oklahoma City, Memphis, Denver, Houston, all ahead of the Lakers. The Clippers are behind them in the 6th seed, Minnesota 7, Dallas 8. We will see Dallas very soon, by the way, Sacramento, Golden State. Again, the frustrating thing with this Laker team is this is the easy part of the schedule. You have 3 gimme games in a row. You had Utah. You have Portland at home. And now you have Charlotte at home. Now you have Portland on the road. Those are 3 games the Lakers should have won easily. Instead, the Lakers right now have lost the first 2 of the 3 of those. Utah Jazz are 13-41 on the season, second worst team in the Western Conference. Charlotte Hornets, second worst team in the Eastern Conference, 14-39 after tonight. And how did that just happen? So what are they going to get tomorrow? Well, they're going to get the Portland Trailblazers, third worst team in the Western Conference at 23-32. They're 15-13 at home. This Laker team playing back-to-back needs a win desperately against the Portland Trailblazers. Can't believe I'm saying that in 2025. That's where the Lakers are at right now. So we'll be back in about 24 hours. We're going to talk Laker basketball. Hopefully we're talking about a win. Tonight's game, extremely frustrating. Again, I appreciate you listening. Again, Brian and Andy, if you need more Laker talk, they have it for you. Again, Locked On Lakers, and they will break everything down. Again, every one of these podcasts is available anywhere you get your podcast. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know it's not an easy night. I do appreciate your time. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully the Lakers pull out a win against the Portland Trail Blazers. Again, final score tonight, Charlotte 100, Los Angeles Lakers 97. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.